Hey guys, what's up? Daniel here, bringing you a TF2 gameplay commentary. And today, we're having a look at a Support Pyro gameplay that I played on Dustbowl the other day. Now, the team composition for this game was really, like, nothing short of fantastic. Seriously, the only complaint I could probably make about this team is maybe just 2 snipers. It's a bit too much, but that's just really just like a minor detail. That's not really a criticism at all. That's just kind of a preference. If someone wants to play sniper, yeah, let them play sniper, because we've kind of got everything we need on this team. And actually, when I joined this game, when I actually joined this team composition, like, it was all already there. So I was kind of like struggling. It's like, well, should I play a heavy, or do we really need that? Like, what do we actually need in this team? Because all the roles have pretty much been filled. That's why, again, there's probably 2 snipers. It's like, all of the roles are filled. Like, we have a really good team composition as is. So we're not missing anything. It's actually rare in TF2 that you have that situation when you play pugs, because most of the time it's like, oh my god, these 7 engineers are ruining my life, or it's something ridiculous like that. So it's actually kind of awkward, like, when you have this other situation, the other side of it's like, our team composition is so good, we don't know what to do now. And it's just funny that you have this moment in this gameplay. But yeah, so what I actually want to talk about this gameplay is textbook roles that you should actually become accustomed to for team compositions. When you get into a situation like this, when your team composition is grand, you just need something else in your team. What should you really play? Because there's no definite answer to this. That is one of the brilliant things about TF2. There is so many different ways you can play this game. Like, you don't have to just be a soldier. You can be a heavy as well and shoot him with a minigun. Or be a demo man, shoot him like that. Or maybe go for like a skill shot, headshot, no-scope sniper. I don't know. But you kind of have a lot of freeform, and you get to ultimately decide what you want to do. And it is a very nice situation to be in a game. But with that said, there is, without doubt, some roles in TF2 that just kind of work in any situation, really. And that's why I really want to talk about Support Pyro, because this is one of the most versatile, like, kind of class roles that you can possibly take in TF2. Like, the amount of uses for this role, just on any team in general. Now, it's not really something that your team just, like, cries out for or ever demands. But if you go Support Pyro yourself, you will find yourself air blasting missiles and things that are coming your way. So you'll be protecting your team that way. You'll be able to set people on fire with your flamethrower, so you're dealing an awful lot of damage with that. You're also spy checking, so you're keeping an eye out for those guys. If you have also something like the Neon Annihilator, you can actually remove sappers from your engineer's sentries, which means that you can actually become a fully fledged nest in Pyro if you want to. You've also got your flare gun as well, and combined with the degreaser, you can do an awful lot of damage. Like, that crit for 90 damage, that is really, really nice. Very few weapons that actually give you a guaranteed crit like that. Especially with the flare gun, because it's so easy to actually just land a flare gun. Like, if you actually air blast someone after setting them on fire, it actually follows the trajectory of your flare gun. So if you just quickly switch to your flare gun and left click, and they haven't moved or you haven't moved, you're just going to hit them, and you're going to probably kill them. Like, an engineer or a medic just can't take that. Heavies and soldiers, things like that, that's all that's going to really live it. But actually having a Support Pyro, because there is so many options, because you're primarily a utility class, just playing this role on, like, a really balanced team composition, it just reinforces everything. It kind of, like, cements it. It's kind of like the idea that a heavy anchors to the team. Well, if you have a Support Pyro on a team that's already been anchored, like, really, really effectively by those heavies, then you're just giving them a bit of extra defense. Just, you're adding that little bit more. Icing on a cake, almost. I don't know why I'm using that metaphor. It's not like me to use metaphors. But you are just adding that little bit more to your team composition. And you're really just, you're making it play so well. And there are roles like this that you should probably just know in TF2. Like, you can play sniper all you want. You can be like these chaps here. I'm actually lighting their arrows. This is just another role of just a pyro. I can light these arrows. They can get even more damage off. Air blasting is heavy as well, protecting them. But you can play sniper and spy, things like that. You can play them all you want. That's fine. But there just comes times where you're just gonna have to play something. It's like, you're going to look at a team, it's like, okay, we've got all these medics, we've got all these engineers, these snipers, we need a heavy. And there's just no other way about it. No one else is going heavy, so it kind of ultimately comes down to you. It's like, okay, we need a heavy. No one else is playing heavy, I'm going to have to play the heavy. It's like, there is situations like that where you just need to know how to play those classes, because you don't know what the situation is going to be with your team composition. Again, we got really lucky with this composition, because it was just like, so much choice. I could have played anything I wanted for this gameplay. I could have played Spy even as well. Like, that's how just balanced this team was. It was a really nice position to be in. But there just comes times you need to know those roles. And definitely Support Pyro, I'm going to say that's one of the roles that you can always just kind of fit in. Like, if you learn Support Pyro, if you know effectively how to play this class, then you're fine when it comes to team composition. Like, you don't really need to worry about it. If you've got a balanced team already, that's fine, go Support Pyro. No one's really going to complain about Support Pyro. It's not so much as like, oh, they've got the third sniper. It's like, no one really complains about that. You won't hear people going, oh god, that's Support Pyro. It's like, no, who in their right mind would do that? Support Pyro is awesome. So many things you can actually do. So it is one of those roles that you should really just learn. And I do actually want to go into a few of these. Like, I am going to make other videos, individual videos, I think, on like a few of these roles. Support Pyro is the one to focus on this one. But there's other things, like Black Box Soldier. Black Box Soldier is probably one of the most useful roles that you can actually play. For the sole reason over regular Soldier, that you have a bit more bulk, because you can land those rockets and you regain a bit of health. If you pair a Black Box Soldier with a medic, then you're regaining even more health, and it's kind of ridiculous. With the battalion's backup as well, you're providing like a buff for your entire team. So that's one of the roles that I'm really just going to talk about at some point. Not in this video though, because we're here for Support Pyro, and as you can see, there are even rockets just kind of like trying to ruin this little like medic and heavy push at the moment. Just reflect them away and we're okay, and we just win this game. In this gameplay, in fact, we are doing remarkably well. We are kind of just steamrolling them. Like, we've already raced through the first 2 stages of Dustbowl. Considering it is Dustbowl, I mean, that's the map that either takes 2 minutes or it takes 2 weeks. So we are doing remarkably well, and it all does boil down to our team composition. And one of the really important things I do actually have to talk about with this whole idea of the classes you should know, these textbook classes that are essentially jack of all trades. Like, these are going to be roles that you can pretty much just use in any situation, and you're kind of guaranteed to at least do something. But one of the important things about this is because you are a jack of all trades, because you're just like primarily utility and just doing a lot of roles at once, you don't excel in any one particular role. And this is a very important point. Because I am playing a support pyro, I cannot be a fully aggressive pyro. I do not have, say, the extinguisher. So I cannot go for the guaranteed almost melee hit kill and that kind of crit. I can't either go for a full defensive pyro because I don't have something like, say, the scorch shot for knockback. I also don't have like the regular flamethrower, so I can't just deal as much damage as I like to. I can't go fully flog pyro and go all out for the crits, or fully offensive with something like, say, the backburner. Because I am essentially a jack of all trades, a textbook class, I can't do anything perfectly. And that is the important thing with these textbook classes. If you know exactly what your team is missing, and so it's very difficult to spot it sometimes, but if you can actually figure out exactly what it is by playing a textbook class, like, actually it's sort of more inclined to the defensive side of things, so maybe I'll just use the scorch shot on my pyro. If you can figure out exactly what that is, then you will do better than a textbook class, because you know exactly what it is. Like, you don't have to just pick like, okay, I'll just go something general, maybe I'll be useful. No, you know exactly what it is, because you figured it out as a textbook class. And that class will always be better in these situations than your general textbook class. And it is very difficult to actually figure that out, and it is something you kind of have to get your head around. But it pretty much just encourages that you should experiment with your loadout. It's like, just make subtle changes. Like, you don't need to change your role as pyro like dramatically. Like, I don't need to drop the degreaser in this scenario. Like, right, we need the flog. We need the flog. Forget the air blast. We do not need the air blast. The flog is where it's at. No, it's not that dramatic. Maybe it could be something like, okay, well, they're kind of around corners here, so maybe the detonator would help a bit more. Actually, in this scenario, the detonator would probably be a good choice for pyro. Like the Neon Annihilator as well. Well, okay, I'm not actually doing that much like sapper work with the Neon Annihilator. Maybe I could go for something like, say, the Back Scratcher, because those medics aren't really on me. It's like, I could actually benefit from the extra health bonus from health packs. And that would mean, because I have the Back Scratcher, I would be slightly more inclined to be an offensive pyro rather than just a general support. And that's exactly what I mean. Well, you just gotta find exactly what works and experiment with your loadouts a bit. You start with the textbook class and you work into exactly what it is that your team needs. But sometimes you don't have to do that, because it turns out the textbook class is perfect. And that's what's so great about them. Like, you could just get it bang on. It's like Black Box Soldier. Bam, that's exactly what you needed. Although, was it a Black Box Soldier with the Disciplinary Action or the Market Gardener? That is what you have to find out when you go into a game with one of these textbook classes. Just wrapping up the gameplay here, we actually have a bit of a scary moment towards the end where we were doing so well in Dust Bowl, and it doesn't look like we're really going to get through it, because now they have a lot of defense just suddenly all come to fruition, and we're trying to push forward here. We are struggling a bit, but luckily we have like a bit of faith in our medic right here, and we just kind of go for it. That is the thing, we just really just go for it. This was like a very risky situation that we were in, because if we held back, we would have let them build up their sentries essentially, and then it would have been near impossible to actually get in. There's even like some guys that just show up behind us. We don't know what's going on there. Luckily our heavy does show up, our medic actually gets his crit streak fully charged, and we just launch a barrage of things into him. The heavy takes out almost, I think it was 4 people, but we pretty much just slaughtered our team. We managed to push through, and we managed to break the freaking stall in Dustbowl. Like, how often do you actually do that? It's Dustbowl. It is the stalliest of the stally maps. But that's pretty much going to wrap this commentary, so hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found something of use out of textbook classes, and hope you'll definitely be trying out Support Pyro in the near future, because again, it is one of the most useful and versatile classes that we've essentially got in TF2. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.